everyone hear me now? No. Okay. I don't normally talk into these, so be patient with me. So as I was saying, we redesigned our website and we launched it in November 2012. So I'm just going to show you. This is our website as it existed when I started at the museum about 5 years ago. And 2 years ago, we decided that it was in desperate need of a redesign. It wasn't only because of the look and feel of the site, a lot of it was the back end, and that we couldn't make this a social space for us, for our curatorial and internal staff, as well as audiences to really actively communicate through our website and online property. So the redesign project was really holistic in that we were taking a look at all the back-end code, we were taking a look at the work process of how content got updated on the website, and we were taking a look at the overall design and usability, making sure that it was current and easy for people to use. So this is our new website, which launched, as I said, in November 2012, and I'm just going to give you a really brief history of that project and share with you how what some of our major goals were during this project. So these were the official goals of the web project. As you'll see, most of them are fairly standard that you'll see in any web project. Improving the navigation, updating the overall usability, improving our search engine optimization, making sure that people can find our content through Google and other search engines, and updating the overall web standards. The province has introduced accessibility standards. We want to make sure that everyone, it was an inclusive site that everyone could use. So those were fairly standard objectives. But our biggest objectives were to make this a social space. We wanted to give staff the ability to update and add content. Our previous site was very static, and every piece of content that was updated on our site in both French and English went through my team, which is about 3 people. So you can guess that funneling a vast amount of content was challenging, and we couldn't be as reactive as we wanted to be. We also wanted to integrate our website better with our social media. By that point, Ryan's position was being filled, and we had really good legs in our social media, but we weren't able to integrate it in a meaningful way in our old website. And this is one of the key goals, as Ryan alluded to. We wanted to have our website represent all the various voices of the museum. Up until that point, we had a very institutional voice online, but we wanted to really open it up and give people access to the curatorial staff and all of the programming staff that work at the museum, so we could build those relationships on the online community. So, new technology equals new opportunities. Once we clearly defined our goals, we went out to museums across the world and really spoke to them to see what technologies they were using, and we heard everything across the board. They had built systems from scratch. They had worked with proprietary content management organizations, and they had also utilized open source systems. After weighing the pros and cons and really analyzing the technology against our goals, we decided to go with the open source Drupal software. I don't know if any of you are interested in that. And what we loved about it is that because it was open source, there was a vast international community that were contributing modules and really extending this functionality. There was also a number of museums, including the Indianapolis Museum of Art, which Brian mentioned earlier, that were actually really involved in the development side of Drupal. So that was exciting knowing that we had peers involved in that. At launch, our main goal was to transition from a static website to one that's dynamic and really have a solid foundation that we could then grow into the social space that we envisioned. So that's exactly what we achieved. We had a dynamic content management system. We had improved the overall navigation of the site, which was one of our other main goals. We had aligned the design with our new brand. We had opened up a number of communication channels. So before we had a WordPress blog, which was not integrated with our site at all, but within Drupal we had the blog fully integrated so we could highlight it throughout the site. So if we have the dinosaur gallery, we can then feature blogs from David Evans, who's one of our curatorial staff, where he might be writing somewhere in Alberta. So it really allows us to create that dynamic link between content that's on the site. And we had also integrated social media more holistically at the site as well. Ryan's Twitter feed actually appears right on our homepage. We also have our centers of discovery, which are 8 centers the RON is really trying to communicate through. So there's ancient cultures and biodiversity, which are already active, and our curators are around those themes, trying to generate a lot of content and build communities around those interest areas. So the foundation was one thing, which was great to have it, but we know that this is a cheesy Field of Dreams. I don't know if you guys remember that movie reference. I'm sorry about that. But we knew that having the technology and building this foundation would actually not get us to where we wanted to be. So at launch, we actually took on a vast training schedule. So about a month before we launched the site, we trained 80 staff members from across the museum. We opened it up where we wanted representatives from every aspect of the museum to participate and really get comfortable with the technology and start to get comfortable acting as a public voice for the museum. So part of this social training was not only the technical training, sorry about that. It was also working with Ryan on the web and social media guidelines. We offer weekly drop-in sessions for staff to come in, and either ask for technical support, or they also come down and they ask to bounce around some ideas about what they'd like to achieve with the technology. And we sort through a number of ways that we can do this. We've also done a lot of outreach with staff. We have been going to individual departments, our conservation department, our natural history department, working with the Centers of Discovery directors, and talking about what they're doing and how we can support that with online content. And then the last point on here, which is really important, is just overall maintaining the lines of communication across the museum. The museum, I think there's about 300 full-time staff, and it's a bit of a maze if you get into the back rooms. So maintaining those communication channels and making sure that we're all aware of what's going on and that things are feeding through to the website and in turn to you guys, it's been really important. So our next steps as we move forward with socializing RON staff, it's not just about the technology, but it is about training them to get comfortable communicating with the public directly. So whether it be blogging or whether it be adding content to the website, it's a new role for staff at the museum to really be playing. A lot of our curatorial staff are really comfortable writing in an academic sphere, but getting them to just blog and talk off the cuff is more challenging, and it's a comfort level that we have to help them transition towards. So one of the things that we've been doing is recognizing successes and providing lots of information on how people are interacting with this type of content. So on our side, it's been a lot of analytical, looking at Google Analytics, seeing what page views are like, where people are coming from, what type of information people are responding to, and feeding that back to our curators, or our staff in general, so they know what's going on. We've also been trying to get involved, as I mentioned earlier, in projects nice and early, so web isn't kind of the last piece to get considered in a project. In the past, because the web, a lot of our focus is around galleries and exhibitions, and the web comes in at the last minute. We're trying to shift that transition with social media and the web so that content is going out online and in-house in a timely fashion. So I'm just going to go over some of the projects that we've kind of played around with since since we launched the site. What's been great is that a lot of the projects that we've launched have been driven by other departments, not just the web team. So it's been really exciting. So this is the Ultimate Dinos Kids Experiment, which was an online contest we ran right before the closure of Ultimate Dinos. We put this online contest together in, I think, less than a week. It was really quick. So what we did, we invited families, which was the key audience for the Ultimate Dinos exhibit. We invited families to imagine their Ultimate Dinos and contribute drawings online, and they could win a prize, essentially. It was really fun. Ryan was creating photo albums on Facebook, and we also had an online gallery that our marketing team managed. So all of the contributions went up online immediately, and people could scroll through the galleries and really see what kids were imagining. It was really fun. I don't know, Ryan, if you have a good example of what was your favorite?
The one in the middle at the top, actually, sorry. And then the red one at the bottom is called Mega Rex. Just, yeah, they included descriptions of their dinosaurs as well, and just their imagination was fantastic. We got a lot of good engagement on our Facebook, and so much so that I came up with a second prize. It was a People's Choice Award. So we got people to like and comment on Facebook albums as well. So yeah, great little experiment.
Yeah. So over this contest, I think we had about 330. We had 332 images uploaded to the site, and the pages themselves had over 10,000 visits, which was really exciting to see, considering that this project had been put together so quickly. We were able to integrate it with Ryan's social media strategy, because he's pretty quick on his feet, and our marketing department did include it in some of their promotions, so that helped drive traffic as well. The next one I want to talk about, this is something that we launched on March 19th on our 99th birthday event. It's still pretty low-key because we're working on our technical plan right now. But this is a project where it'll be a major piece of our ROM 100 celebrations. The ROM turns 119, or 2014, sorry, if you're not aware. So what the key component of this project is we're inviting the community to tell our own history, essentially. So we want the public to contribute images from the archive, from their personal archives. We want them to tell stories about the museum. We want them to share videos that they may have shot at the museum, and really build that community and have a community history of how the museum has played a meaningful role in Toronto, in the communities of Toronto and Ontario. So this is fairly low-key right now, but once we have the technical plan in place, we're really hoping to bring this to the forefront and really start to share not only our own story of what we imagine our history to be, but the communities as well. So in the fall of this year, we're going to put together all of those stories and build it out as a timeline so people can navigate through the ROM's 100 years of existence in Toronto, which is really exciting. So the last project I wanted to talk about, which is another one in the works, this is called our gallery guide. So we used the Ultimate Dinos exhibition as kind of a jumping point. We knew that the app that people were downloading was really successful, and people loved being in the museum and using their phones. If we walk upstairs, we always see people walking around with their phones already, so we wanted to give them some content that would complement their experience and really give them a gateway to better understand the collection items that are on the floor. So our publications department was working on a gallery guide, and it was initially envisioned as a print publication, and I think it had been in the works for a couple years and hadn't gone to print yet. So they re-envisioned this as a digital project. We've made the pages fully responsive, so you can either view it on your desktop or your tablet or your phone, and the pages will adapt and really make that experience meaningful, whatever tool you're using. At launch, which we hope will be spring this year, It's a family tour, so we created content that appeals to that audience. We've got tons of videos that are really fun with our curators, giving fun facts, and not only using humor, but also framing it just from what kids want to learn about the objects. So we have a ton of really fun objects. There's an anglerfish right here. I'm not going to give it away. You guys will have to come and see it, but it's a pretty fun story. Oops. So, when we were working on this project, we actually spoke to some colleagues at the Nelson Aikens Museum in the States. And what we found, what their research had shown, they have a gallery project that they've worked on for a number of years and had been live for a number of years. And what they were able to tell us is that during their studies, they actually found that people using these gallery guides were intergenerational, and they're using it in groups of people as they tour through the museum. So I think that's a really interesting point to make in lieu of today's theme. So community isn't just about building big online communities, but it's building that community on site at the museum and allowing them to access that content online as well. So what's next for the ROM online? I was talking to our director recently, and when we finished the project, it was a 2-year huge project, and we were all kind of sighing a relief. But we know that the next phase of the project is actually going to be more challenging than the first phase. Building the foundation is one thing, but really activating staff and the public online is going to be a new challenge. So this year we're really hoping to just experiment online as we've been doing so far, looking at the analytics and seeing how people are using the website. Our staff are really creative, and they have already come up with a number of fun experiments that I've shown you today, and there's a lot more in the works. So we're really excited to be presenting that for people to visit and come see us. Actually, I think that's it.